Happy Motivation Monday, everybody. I am Jessica Mathis. I'm the recreational therapist at the Ruth Bick Adult Day Health Center. And today we are going to work through 12 chair yoga moves. Now, some things to keep in mind as some safety tips while we move through these moves are to make sure that both feet are flat on the floor. You're going to make sure you're sitting straight up in your chair. You want to make sure, again, that you are breathing throughout the movements. We should not hold our breath. We're not doing cardio today, we're doing yoga. Okay, so the point of these moves is to reduce stress and to increase joint mobility and flexibility throughout your entire body. So when we go through these poses, please make sure that you are not straining or pushing too hard or jerking through the movements. We are going to move nice and slow at a very easy pace. This is a video that you can do every single day because it is about flexibility and joint strength. So we're going to go through 12 poses. Our first basic pose is going to be the mountain pose. So with that pose, you're going to make sure both feet are flat on the floor. You're going to put both hands down by your sides, palms facing front. Now with that, you're going to have a big, strong, straight spine. Pretend like you're being pulled up from the top of your head. So you want to make sure your spine is nice and strong. Okay, and we're going to breathe some big deep breaths right in this pose. Now this will be the pose that we come back to after each one. Okay, we're going to take big arm circles up, big deep breath. Bring it back down, breathe out. Big deep breath in. One more time. Our next pose is going to be the side bend. Now with these alternating movements, we're going to start on our right side every time. So bring your arm up by your ear. And we're going to lean to the side. Nice and easy. You're going to feel the stretch on this side of your body. Remember to keep breathing. Bring it back down. If you haven't caught on yet, we're going to do 3 big deep breaths with each movement. We're going to move on to our left for the side bend. Bring it up to your ear. Lean into that move. Feel it along your core. Big deep breath. Bring it back down to the center. The next move is going to be a knee hug. With the knee hug, you're going to bring your knee up, clasp your fingers together right underneath your knee, and pull it towards your chest, okay? Again, remember, we are not straining. We're taking big, deep, relaxing breaths.
You know who really loves fresh food? Amateur chefs, barbecuers.
All right, you're going to move to your left leg.
Snackers, bakers, and throw it in microwavers. At Kroger, you can get all the fresh you want at a great price with same-day pickup and delivery. Because we believe in fresh for everyone.
All right, our next move is going to be the cow to cat. Now I'm going to turn sideways in my chair so you can see the change in my spine. You're going to stay focused and forward in your chair, okay? So with the cow pose, to start with, you're going to make sure both feet are flat on the floor. You're going to take your spine and you're going to push your chest all the way up. So you're going to arch your spine. So you're going to push all the way up. Make sure you're pushing your chest as close to the ceiling as you can get. And then when we breathe out, you're going to curve down like a scared cat. You know how cats get those arches in their back? Now with this movement, you're going to pull your core in. You're not just hunching your shoulders, you're pulling your whole core inside so that you're feeling it nice and tight, bringing that belly button as close to your spine as you can. We're going to breathe big, back into cow pose. Make sure your shoulders are lowered, not up by your shoulders, as you probably saw me doing. Breathe out, down to cat pose. One more time, breathe in to cow. Arch that spine and push that chest up. Keep those shoulders down. Release your breath into a hunched over scaredy cat. Remember to bring those core muscles in. All right. We're going to make sure we're back into our basic mountain pose. The next pose is super simple, pretty self-explanatory. It is called helicopter. It's another core move. What you're going to do is take your arms from mountain pose up to your shoulders. You're going to rotate those wrists. Now it's called helicopter for a reason, y'all. So we are going to twist side to side, engaging those core muscles. Now I want you to make sure that you're not doing this. You're not twisting at the shoulders. You're holding them straight out to the side and twisting with your core. Okay? You're doing big, deep breaths during this. All right. The next movement, from here, again, I'm going to turn sideways so it's easier for you to see this movement. You're going to make sure you're staying in your chair. Your arms are out to the side. You have both feet flat on the floor. They should be about shoulder width apart. You're going to take your arms from your shoulder out in front, and you're going to bring them up by your ears, okay? Or, I guess, cheeks, really. Up by your face. Now, what we're going to do from this position is to bend at the waist, okay? To do this correctly, you're not going to bend at your shoulders. You're going to bend at your waist. Now, this is going to distribute your weight over on top of your heels. You want to make sure your heels are touching the ground. We're going to do some big, deep breaths right here. Now, for those that would like a more advanced pose, we're going to make sure those heels are underneath our knees, okay? Keep this position. We're going to bring our butt up off the seat, and we're going to hold this reversed chair pose, okay? If it's too hard to hold right here, you can always hold on to your chair while you're doing this movement. This keeps the strength in your leg muscles, okay? You want to make sure your arms stay straight. We're working on that balance. All right, release back into your chair. I'm going to turn forward so you can see the movements again. So now that we did the reverse chair pose, the next move is Warrior One. So with Warrior One, again, you already have your arms up. You're going to bring them back down to, I was ready to go to Warrior Two, y'all. You're going to keep Warrior One right here. So like I said, you're in your chair, okay? We went from here, we sat back down. The next move, since we're already kind of leaning forward, if you can, you're going to take that left leg and you're going to push it back behind you. Now, if you can't do that, you can always just take it out to the side, kind of do a hip flexor movement. But if you can, you're going to bring it back, okay? We're going to do some big, deep breaths. Now, if we're going to move to Warrior Two, real simple. You take your top half and go right back to helicopter. So what you're doing is you're going from this seated pose, bring that leg back, keep this heel on the ground, then you're going to take your left arm and rotate back, okay? So now we're holding helicopter on top, kind of a lunge on bottom. If you can't do the lunge, you can keep it simple and just kind of go out to the side and make sure that you're twisting at your core and keeping your arms up, okay? This is the biggest, toughest move. So I'm going to do a few deep breaths. All right, now you're going to drop your arms, bring your legs back together. Facing front again, we're going to go into some super simple breakdown stretches. This one is going to be our hamstring stretch. So you're going to take that one leg. Again, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see better. Take your right leg, you're going to stick that heel out. Make sure your leg is nice and straight. Left leg is bent, and we're just going to bend at the waist. If you can, try and touch your toe. If you can't touch your toe, clearly, I'm not very flexible. So I'm going to do my best to kind of keep my spine nice and straight. You'll really feel that stretch in the back of your leg and your hamstring. We're going to hold this pose for just a little bit, nice and easy. All right, we're going to come up, and of course, we're going to go and do the other leg. You're gonna stretch that leg out nice and straight. You're gonna try it and reach your toe if you can. If you can't, that's okay. We're just trying to stretch that hamstring on the back of your leg. Now for you guys, you can always do these movements facing straight in your chair. It's just a little easier for you to see my movement on the camera if I rotate a little. Now our next move, number 11, is going to be a glute stretch. We do this a lot of the time anyway. So you're gonna take that right leg, you're gonna cross it over your knee. And that's it. We're just gonna sit here for a little bit. Because by rotating, putting the ankle over top your knee, you're rotating the muscles in your upper leg and stretching out that booty. Make sure you have a nice straight spine during this movement. All right. Again, we're going to do that with the left side. Get it up, cross it over. Woo. I need this stretch today, y'all. You see how tight my hamstring is? All right. If you don't quite feel the stretch, you can always press down on your knee just a little bit. Again, we are not straining, we're stretching, okay? If it hurts, you're doing it wrong. So you want to make sure you back off a little bit if it starts to hurt. All right, and our 12th chair yoga pose is that arm circle we did at the beginning. So you're gonna go back to mountain. We're gonna do big deep breaths and release. Big deep breaths and release. One more time. Big deep breath. Bring our arms down into a prayer pose. Now, if you would like, you're welcome to sit in this basic chair meditative state. Focus on your deep breathing for a few more minutes. I have piano music playing. That always helps me relax. But if you want to, you can again go through these 12 moves every single day. They will help keep you revitalized and flexible, even when we can't be together currently. So thank you for joining me in my chair yoga video on our Motivation Monday, and I look forward to hearing from you guys again. Keep an eye out for next Monday. We're going to do something new and something different.